The New York Rangers and Tampa Bay Lightning are set to kick off their Eastern Conference final, and we're talking with our NHL expert Ross Benjamin to help us break down this series. Now, Ross, both of these teams are coming off series which were long and tough fought. Some injuries, appendectomies, and rivalries to consider in this Game 1. The Rangers are coming off a thriller against the Capitals, which came down to an overtime goal in Game 7. They've had problems with the Lightning this season at home, dropping both games and getting outscored by 7 combined goals. I believe this can be attributed to an uncharacteristic performance by Henrik Lundqvist, in which he allowed 14 goals in the 3 games they played this season, posting an .823 save percentage. Ross, what is it about this Lightning team that has given this defense and Lundqvist such problems in 2015?
Well, it's hard to pinpoint, but, a lot of teams have had a lot of problems with the Lightning offense this year. This was the highest scoring team in all the NHL. I think the Rangers will adapt quite fine. Again, we've seen on several occasions over recent years that what happens in the regular season is a whole different story than what occurs in the playoffs. And I think that will be one of these types of situations. Lundqvist is coming off a terrific first 2 series. This is a guy with a lot of experience in big-time games, and I look for him to be much better in this series than he was in the regular season meetings.
All right, now moving across the ice to the Lightning, they have been playing with some serious offense in these playoffs. They have the 4th best offense with a 2.62 goals per game average. Their second line, led by Tyler Johnson, has been all over opposing defense en route to scoring a combined 31 points in 13 playoff games. Now, Ben Bishop is seeing his first actions in the playoffs, and I really like this matchup for him. The Rangers are only averaging 2 goals per game, which is second to last in the playoffs. Now, they are a more inexperienced squad when it comes to the playoffs, Ross. Do you see that affecting them?
I certainly do. I mean, you can't place a value on what happened last season when the Rangers stormed through the first 3 series to get to the Stanley Cup Finals before running into a buzzsaw against the LA Kings. They got something that they want to take care of this year, and that's going all the way. They were #1 during the regular season in points. I wouldn't get too caught up with their average goals per game during the playoffs. Since they played some pretty tight checking in the first 2 series, and they also allowed, I believe, 1.7 goals per game during the postseason. So I'm not caught up with those statistics that you just mentioned, and I certainly think that the experience factor will come into play, Matt.
All right, Ross, now let's get right down to it. The Rangers are -135 home ice favorites. They've won 5 of 7 playoff games at home this year, and with Lundqvist playing out of his mind, I see them making it 6 of 8 on Saturday. What's your play for this one, Ross?
I don't agree with that. I mean, I know it's crazy that I like the Rangers in the series, as I alluded to in our series preview, but I actually like Tampa Bay here in Game 1. Let me quickly tell the folks why. I mean, you're looking at a Tampa Bay team that really wasn't pressed that hard in their prior series versus Montreal. They jumped out to a 3-0 series lead. Yes, a little bit of a scare by losing games 4 and 5 in that series, but then they easily dismantled the Canadiens and put them out of their misery in Game 6. On the other hand, the Rangers had a physically and mentally demanding and grueling 7-game series against Washington. All 7 games decided by 1 goal. They'll be playing on 1 day less of rest. I think that'll come into play. And you can't help but think there's going to be a little bit of a letdown as far as intensity goes for the Rangers in Game 1 than what we saw in Game 7 against the Capitals. I'm going to have a slight lean here on the Tampa Bay Lightning +122 over the Rangers.
All right, there you have it, folks. Expert handicapper Ross Benjamin taking the Lightning to continue playing very well at Madison Square Garden. Thanks for that advice, Ross, and as always, keep it locked right here at sportsbookreview.com for all of your Stanley Cup playoff picks and predictions.